The Ford F-150 has been the best-selling truck for an unbelievable number of years, and today we have the Platinum diesel model with the FX4 package. There were some changes to the top end limited trim for the 2019 model, and of course there's several different appearance packages for each trim. The base XL is going to start at just over $28,000, but this model that we have right here is almost $70,000. So I'm going to show you everything you get with this 2019 F-150. Starting up front, we have reconfigurable LED daytime running lights, quad beam LED headlights, and LED fog lights. Typically at the bottom trims you'll get halogen lights, but we've got these quad beam LEDs that will be optional on the Lariat. There's going to be a different grille and bumpers for different models, but we have the satin aluminum grille and body colored bumpers, and then you can have chrome or black tow hooks. Our paint color is a $395 ruby red metallic, and the wheels are going to range from 17 to 22 inch wheels. We have the 20-inch polished wheels with 275/55 series all-terrain tires. Our particular model has the towing mirrors, which are actually really nice. Of course, they're power folding, they're automatic dimming, they have a spotlight and approach light, and the spotlight is really nice at night. It lights up the area next to you on both your driver and passenger mirror. Our model has the power running boards, which is optional on the Lariat trim, 9.4 inches of ground clearance with this 4x4 model, and our FX4 package also adds skid plates. And then coming around to the back, we have LED taillights, and our tailgate is going to vary a little bit. F-150 will be stamped on the lower trims, but ours tells us that we have the Platinum trim. And then the limited model, the top end limited model, will now have new dual exhaust with its high output EcoBoost engine. Ford offers a ton of driver assist features, including stop and go radar cruise control, their active park assist, lane keep assist, blind spot with trailer coverage, and rear cross traffic alert, parking sensors in the back and the front, rain sensing wipers, automatic high beams, a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, and curve control, which actually can help you brake during a curve if it senses that you're going too fast. The bed for the F-150 can come in a 5.5, 6.5, or an 8-foot box. We've got the short bed right here. The 8-foot box is not available on this particular truck, but you can still get a long box, which is nice. This 5.5-foot box, well, this tailgate, first of all, it doesn't actually have a real handle. It can open with the key fob, it can lock with the key fob, or you can just push that button and it'll softly lower down. It is still a pretty easy to lift tailgate, and it's never gonna clash back down. This box in particular has 52.8 cubic feet, and we have the available $600 spray-in bedliner that does appear to be very tough. We also have LED box lighting on both sides of the bed, plus LED lighting up above for your regular traditional cargo lamp. And it is really bright back here at night. It's actually very helpful. In addition to those bright mirror lights that you have, you've got a pretty bright workstation. On top of that, this has the box link from Ford, which gives you the 4 movable tie-down cleats, and you can even, Ford designed it so you can even tuck ramps in on the side, and you can just pull them out right away and have some ramps ready to go. Keep them in your bed without them really taking up too much space. And then there's 4 regular fixed tie-downs in here as well. The F-150 does give us the intelligent key system. This is our key fob. You've got remote start. Of course, you see you can open your tailgate down there. It is pretty big and it's kind of bulky. It's bigger than most typical keys, but you can pull a real physical key out of here. So the way it works is there's a little button right there you can push, and now it is locked. And you have the touchpad right here, the keypad right here, so you can actually lock your smart key in there, have a special code to get back in. I think it's really nice. I wish more manufacturers did this. And then to get in, just slide your hand back here. There's a sensor, and then you've got your power folding running boards right there. So if you want them, you can have them. And then with remote start, hit lock, hit the remote button twice, and there it goes. Starting off in the front seat, go ahead and start it up. You've got the easy entrance and exit system where the steering wheel and the seat will both move. This is a power telescoping and movable steering wheel, which is pretty nice. Now obviously you want your truck to be a workhorse, but you want it to be comfortable. A lot of people use these as family vehicles as well, and they're in them all day long. And these seats are really comfortable. These are probably the most comfortable seats that I have been in for a full-size truck, at least recently. These seats are 10-way power adjustable, including lumbar support, and they have the multi-contour function. They are heated, ventilated, 3-way memory, And the massaging multi-contour function is really nice. It's available on the King Ranch trim and standard on the trims up from there. And you and your passengers will probably really like it. They're very comfortable seats. The headrests even ratchet so you can tilt them forward a little bit if you want to. Overall, really comfortable, really spacious. I've got no problems at 5'9". Obviously, I've got tons of headroom with my hat, even though we have this moonroof up here. And the seats even have a little bit of bolstering. It's just a really comfortable place to be. The interior of the F-150 is very spacious. There's a lot of passenger volume. It's got a simple layout with good cubby space, a more premium feel with this Platinum model that includes genuine wood accents, soft armrests, and it's just spacious all around. I'm gonna give you a quick look at everything. Not quite as detailed as I did in the past because you can see that, but I'm gonna show you all the important stuff. So starting out right over here on the door, you've got a nice soft armrest. You've got really good cubby space. My big bottle does fit in there, but it gets a little bit pinched from that little part sticking out under the speaker. We've got our memory seat functions right there. You can turn on your mirror lights right here as well, adjust your other lighting, no problems with that. Even adjust your pedals to make them closer right there. The steering wheel is leather wrapped. It is pretty comfortable with a little bit of sport grips right here. You've got controls for your information display, your cruise controls, distance settings right there, voice and Bluetooth controls, and then your radio controls all on the steering wheel. It also has rain sensing windshield wipers. You can have it on auto, but you can still kind of customize how fast that auto will be, which is nice. Rain sensing wipers are definitely nice because they adjust on the fly. The center display and gauges will range from a small 2.3-inch display on the work truck to an 8-inch display like you have right here. Of course, you've got analog gauges on the side. Let me scroll through all this stuff in the middle. So I'm on the settings tab. You can control all of this with a steering wheel. You can turn off all of your safety features and even kind of customize those as well. Off-road status right here, you can check on your four-wheel drive, your pitch, your roll, which is pretty cool. Power distribution between all of the wheels as well. You've even got a towing setup right here, so you got a connection checklist. You can, it's just really nice. I mean, I can't imagine, you know, just how far we've come with this type of stuff compared to way back in the day when you just hook it up. But anyways, if you want some of the fancy stuff, you've got it right here. And then you've got, you can customize your gauge view, what you see up above. Your diesel exhaust fluid, you can have digital speedometer, check all the tire pressure. You can even check your transmission temperature, transmission fluid temperature. A complete trip computer. You can turn off your auto stop start, but it will default to being back on. This is about what I've averaged so far. I have not driven it a ton yet, not too much on the highway, so kind of mixed driving, but over the last 2,000 miles or so, it's gotten 22.5 miles per gallon, which is definitely respectable and right in line with what it's rated at. And you can kind of change your own view over here. You can have whatever you want. You can customize everything over here so you can specifically see certain things if you want to. I really appreciate this cubby up top. It's got a rubber mat on the bottom which keeps stuff in check. Then you've got more storage bins right over there, USB ports, little storage bin on each side by you and the passenger. I put my phone right there in the middle, good size cup holders. The only thing is the little pegs on the inside are a little stiff, so they might just need to wear in a little bit. I love how this has an automatic four-wheel drive setting in addition to your 4 high and 4 low. And then you got your trailer backup control right there and your trailer brake controller, your trailer brake gain controller right there as well. Up top, you've got traction control, downhill ascent, and you've even got this 360 camera right here. So you can see around the vehicle. When you put it in reverse, it will automatically pop up. It definitely comes in handy with a larger vehicle like this, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And then Ford's typical sync system, nothing new here. You've got a heated steering wheel. You can control your climate settings. You can, of course, it's just about everything that you need. You've got ambient lighting in here as well. You can control all of your settings on the screen. There's another button to turn off your stop start. I like how we still have some big knobs and buttons right here as well. Dual zone climate control, your ventilated seats, heated seats. There's a 3-prong outlet over there with a 12-volt power outlet, another little storage bin, a locking glove box as well. That is soft opening with a separate bin and a deeper bin right there. The center folding armrest is really large. It's padded, it's wide for you and your passenger. There's a 12-volt power outlet in here. That tray can slide around, or you can even put some folders in here as well. It's just really large. Ford's parking assist is right behind the gear lever, including your lane departure right there. You can turn that off or on very easily. There's an automatic dimming rearview mirror. You have garage controls on your visors, which also move. And then you've got a sunglass holder in addition to this twin panel moonroof. This is basically a gift for your passengers in the back seat, of course, but it is pretty nice to have. And then this one even has a black headliner. And then visibility out of the F-150 is pretty good for the most part. You can, of course, adjust those headrests as well. My biggest complaint for visibility is when you look over your left shoulder, it's a pretty large pillar right here, and there's not a big gap right there to see with that handle. But other than that, not too bad. Now, the back seats of the F-150 have always been really spacious, and they were way more spacious than the GM trucks until this 2019 model year. Ram has a very impressive, even sliding and reclining back seat, but GM has caught up or closed the gap in terms of space. However, look at this. I'm, like I said, 5'9". I can extend my legs. There is so much space back here. It's incredible. You've got a really nice flat load floor. The seats are sitting up at a decent height, so you still have enough thigh support. You can fold both seats up and have a ton of storage space if you want to as well. But sitting behind the passenger seat, tons of room. Sitting in the middle, still tons of room with the flat floor. There's a couple USB ports back here. There's a regular 3-prong 110 volt power outlet. And even these outboard seats are heated, which is really awesome. And they're 2-tier heated. They're not even 1-tier heated. Plus you have a 12 volt power outlet, a couple cup holders there, AC vents back here, and then you've got a folding armrest and more cup holders right here. Not to mention you've got a pretty cool view when it comes to the panoramic or the twin panel moonroof, which is pretty nice. So if you want a gift for your backseat passengers, that's really nice to have. And they've got tons and tons of space back here. And another thing, they've got grab handles on each side, so it shouldn't be too difficult for anybody to get in. Just like last year, for the 2019 F-150, there's several different powertrain options, ranging from small to large to diesel. So with this particular model, I'm going to talk about the diesel because that's what we have, the 3-liter diesel, Power Stroke diesel. I've talked about the other models in my most recent F-150 videos. If you want to check that one out, I'll get through all the specs and the powertrain numbers for those. But this 3-liter diesel will put out 250 horsepower, 440 pound-feet of torque, and that comes out really early at 1750 RPMs. The diesel is not available on the lower trims unless you have a fleet. So it's the Lariat, King Ranch, and Platinum trims, not the base model. And it's $4,000 more than the 2.7-liter turbo and $2,400 more than the 3.5-liter EcoBoost. It comes with the 10-speed automatic transmission. We'll talk about that in a little bit. In the test drive, miles per gallon is going to be 20 and 25 with this 4-wheel drive model. And the 2-wheel drive will get 22 city, 30 highway, which is very impressive. So if you're going to be towing a lot and driving longer distances, a 2-liter diesel can be awesome. That can really probably save you quite a bit of money with the 30 miles per gallon. However, you'd probably want to calculate the expenses and all of that stuff with the cost of diesel versus gasoline. So let me know down below what engine you guys would go with. Personally, I'm a little more traditional with that. I'd probably go with the 5-liter V8. Towing is a big deal to most of you truck buyers, and this comes with the Pro Trailer Backup Assist, which is available on package for any trim level. This diesel can tow up to 11,400 pounds with 2-wheel drive and 10,700 pounds with 4-wheel drive as equipped. Payload will be up to 1,940 pounds and as equipped 1,392 pounds, which definitely is where it takes a hit for this particular model. It depends on the axle ratio for all of your towing numbers. I'll put a chart up on the screen, so pause if you need to if you want to see all the different towing numbers available. All right, thank you everyone so much for sticking around for the test drive. So if you've stuck around this long, please leave a thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe down below for weekly reviews, and I truly appreciate y'all for watching and subscribing. Now my first impression of the F-150 is, I've been in one before. I drove one not that long ago, but it seems very, honestly, soft for a full-size truck. And this one is the FX4 model, but we still have 20-inch wheels, so we kind of have smaller rubber, which can lead to it being a little bit bumpier. And of course you feel some jitteriness with it, but it's still a pretty soft riding full-size truck. I've been very comfortable in here. Now with this being a diesel, it definitely drives different than the 5-liter V8 for sure, and even the EcoBoost engines. Acceleration is adequate. It definitely still gives you some low-end pull. So You do hear the diesel a little bit. And that was not floored, that was just partial acceleration, but you don't have to floor. You just got to get on it a little bit, and then that torque really pulls. And this transmission does a really good job with this diesel. This is the 10-speed automatic, and I just had the Expedition with the 10-speed automatic, and I was not a fan of it. It was honestly kind of jerky, but I got stuck in some stop-and-go traffic situations, and it just was not able to pick a gear. It was a little clunky, and I was not impressed with it. Sometimes it was great and it seemed smooth, but honestly, in this F-150 diesel, I think it pairs extremely well with this. And I've still had some times where I've been, kind of unpleased with it, but overall, in this truck, over the time I've had it, it has done pretty well. If you're going to be towing with this, the torque from this diesel is going to be great. The efficiency from this diesel is going to be great. This transmission is going to keep you in that torque range to really give you some good towing ability. The one downfall though is that this 4x4 model loses like about 600 pounds of payload, so 1,300 something pounds is not very good. This truck has the auto stop start, and it was a little delayed getting started. It's not jerky at all, but you can turn it off, but you have to turn it off every time. Then with some more acceleration right there, pickup is good. It's not great, of course. It's not the EcoBoost or the high output EcoBoost, but when you're towing, I can imagine that you're gonna have pretty good acceleration with this thing. I don't think you'll have trouble getting up to speed when you're pulling some stuff, getting on the highway, things like that. And honestly, I think this is ideal for two-wheel drive highway driving. If you're towing and you're going to be on the highway a lot, up to 30 miles per gallon, that's really awesome. As I was saying, the ride is relatively soft for a pickup truck. You feel some of the bumps. The handling, the steering feel, it feels fine. It's a little bit heavier than some. It's not precise handling, I feel like the GM trucks handle better than this does, but that's not its main mission and its goal, and it handles just fine. And if you want, you can let the lane keep assist. It didn't do it that time, but it's not picking up these bumps, but you can let the lane keep assist kind of help you out if you want to. And it's nice to have all the driver assist features like the radar cruise control if you want, the lane keeping, pre-collision system, blind spot, even for your trailer, and the trailer backup. All the assistant stuff is nice to have if you want it and if you want to pay for it. Brakes on here, slamming on the brakes, they grab pretty well. The brakes definitely do a nice job. I haven't been able to brake with a trailer, but no problems with the brakes. I just turned on to a rougher textured road, kind of a louder, rocky surface. Not bumpy, but just louder in general. And honestly, the F-150 is really quiet. These towing mirrors have picked up a little bit more wind noise, even though you have laminated glass over here, which is really nice. However, the decibel ratings were really good for this truck. They were really good on the highway and on rough surfaces like this. So as a family vehicle, first of all, this is quiet, it's very spacious, it's very comfortable. And it's honestly hard to beat. You've got charging ports in here, you've got cubbies in here, you've got all the capability with the four-wheel drive system, an automatic four-wheel drive system. If you have, like, for example, I've used that with snowy, icy situations where you've got dry pavement, then you've got wet, icy, slippery, snowy pavement, and it automatically puts it in 4 as needed. Now, if you're not going to be using it as a family vehicle, like most people will with this crew cab model, and you just flat out work truck, you can get into a work truck at just over $28,000. Now this diesel is not available on the lower trims unless you get it as a fleet model. So something to keep in mind. I just got us on a little bit of gravel. I wish I could go off-roading for you guys. There's just nowhere public around here. It's all private property, but I've had this on gravel a little bit, and when you get on some gravel, it feels very comfortable. It definitely smoothens everything out. You don't get quite so much of the jitteriness. You can shift into 4 on the fly, especially the automatic 4. So that's really nice to have that available as needed. And I just lost a little bit of traction and I felt it kick in, and off we go. Front wheels kick in, no problems. So in conclusion, with this F-150 diesel, you definitely have to consider the fact of the cost of the diesel engine plus the cost of diesel fuel. So highway driving, two-wheel drive is probably the only way I would go with the diesel, but I'd love to know what you all think down below. So please leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what you think of the F-150. Out of all full-size trucks, which one would you go with? I do have a couple videos on the Silverado, one on the 2019 GMC Denali, and please be sure to check those out if you kind of want to see a comparison. I actually have a comparison of the F-150 and the Silverado together, so please be sure to check that out. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. Subscribe down below, and we'll catch you guys next time.